Alright guys, back over with another video, and this time we'll be going over one of my favorite Universe 7 leaders. And before we go into it, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a shout out for all the love on the recent couple videos. I do appreciate all the likes and comments, and I appreciate all of the new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider doing so, as it helps me out without requiring you to do anything. But if you'd like to help me out further and help grow the brand, the merchandise for AFG is inside of the Discord, and we're having a case tournament. So make sure to secure your spot in the 64 slots that are available for this case tournament. And the Discord link is in the description as well. And that's also free for you guys to enjoy and go in there, jam some games out, or just communicate with other players. And yeah, if you guys want to see some exclusive content, we'll consider some more Patreon related things. Even though I do still make videos for PPG Patreon every now and then. So, but yeah, I do love U7 Gohan. If you don't know what Warrior of Universe 7 is, basically you play this deck any color, but the way it's currently set up, it's mono red. But you can play some blue, so considering that, I could check this out and play some beans and stuff like that. But otherwise, when you combo with a Universe 7 card, once per turn, you get to draw a card, so that works on both players' turns. So it doesn't draw inherently on its own by like attacking and drawing, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But we'll go into how you generate advantage in a moment. When your life is at 4 or less, or you have a 2-cost unison in your battle area, you get to draw a card and resend 1 energy, and then draw until you have 5 life, which is pretty cool because it sets you up for testing the opposition. And on the back, you have the same kind of effect for Warrior of Universe 7, as well as having the combo for a Universe 7 card and draw a card. This is not like the only way for drawing, so we'll get into that in a second. Then you have Spirit Boost 1. During the player's turn, whenever you combo with a skillless card, you can remove a marker, and that combo gains 6k power, so this can be defensive or offensive, which is pretty strong. So it's a way to take away advantage from your opponent whenever they're already low in life. Then, or it can protect a battle card, or protect your leader, etc. And then we have the effect whenever you have a unison that dies, you gotta play 1 skillless from your drop area, which is pretty cool. That doesn't come up that often, but it can if your opponent's going for that route. To the Universe 7 engine, we have your 4 copies of your main starter and form of advantage. This card looks at the top 5 cards for a Universe 7. Red Universe 7, and a Unison cost 2. Then when you combo with a skillless once per turn, limit 1 obviously, you get to draw a card. So you combo with a skillless, draw 2 if it's a U7 card, and then you basically want to combo skillless cards and gain advantage that way. For the targets you have for this card, for Unison, you have 4 copies of Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King. This is a draw 1 card every turn, and then whenever your opponent activates a counter skill, you get to KO something 50k or less on your opponent's turn. So this is really good against blocker negates. It's really good against any of the battle card negates that are currently being played. And then you have the -2 for the board wipe. That doesn't come up that often, but it can. And we have 2 more Unisons, because we do need to see a Unison to awaken, and you don't have that many ways of drawing cards. And this one actually is really strong for gaining advantage as well, just like your Piccolo Jr. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, you get to do Spirit Boost. When this card gets Spirit Boosted, you get to choose something on your opponent's board and gets -10k power, so battle card or Unison. Then you get to +1. You can bottom deck one of your skillless cards, and then... But usually you typically don't want to do that because you want to leave Sparking live, but this could be useful for cycling skillless later in the game. Then you have, when your opponent attacks, you get to combo with a skillless on your opponent's turn, which is really strong, and it's a +0. And that effect is how you draw a card of your leader after using it in the prior turn. Really strong. So 6 copies of Unisons, and we have 2 Piccolo skillless U7, 2 Super Saiyan Goku skillless, 2 Vegeta skillless U7, and then 1 base Son Goku skillless. So 8 skillless. I wanted to use 4 different ones. You can play a playset of one of them, and then put another place of another one. But I wanted to play the ones that are currently available at 2 copies each. So 8 copies of skillless is really nice. I was playing less before, but in this build, you really, really want to get your Sparking live. So you need to have cards like Android 17, Universe 7 challenger. And this, whenever you have a skillless in your combo area and you combo this, you draw a card if it's the only other card in the combo area. So this will help you fill your drop when you're cycling. And then you have one copy that it does of a card that does the same thing. They have other effects, but you typically don't do those, so I'm not even going to mention them. And then it has the same effect for the combo area draw card if you have a skillless. So 4 copies of those could potentially increase those counts if I feel like they are necessary. Because the reason why you don't spark in early is because you want to be able to play this card. If you have 5 Universe 7 and your drop area, this card becomes a 1 cost. And then you get to, when it attacks, you get to grab a U7 from the top 3. And then the rest go on the bottom of your deck. Then it has Sparking 7, so you try to set that up if you can. And it gains double strike at Sparking 7. So a 1 cost double striker that allows you to get like more U7 cards for you to combo with or for you to make plays with. And then you have your main like pressure card and defensive card, Divine Presence. This card is fantastic for 2 energy. You get to play this guy, deflect, dual attacker that boosts something 5k upon playing him, and on your turn he can't be removed by skills, so he's safe to play against green. He's also not that, like, you can play him on your opponent's turn for defense, but typically if you do that, he's probably going to die that same turn if they can do anything about it, because otherwise you want to play it on your turn so you can pressure, because if he gets killed on the turn after you play him on your opponent's turn, it's not really that great. But when he attacks, he gains himself 5k, and you get to grab a skillless from your deck. So and that skill's not once per turn, so you can do multiples. Then the last copy of your boss cards, you have 1 Son Goku Ultra Mastery. I was trying out 2. It's way too cloggy. It's a 10k. You don't want to charge it because you're not sure if you're going to see another one. So you might as well see have 1 copy and not have to worry about it. So every time you draw it, you never charge it unless you feel like it's not necessary in that match. But this is a Sparking 20 card, so it's a little harder to do. And he has Deflect, Double Strike, Dual Attack. You can play him for 4 energy. If you have 10 or more U7s in your drop, which is not that hard. And then you get to choose all your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 35k. And you can't play non-red battle cards for the turn, so keep that in mind. You can't overwhelm after you do this. Then he has another effect. If you have 2 Sparking 20, you get to look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card with an energy cost of 7 or less, and you discard it. To the super combos, we've got 2 Universe 7 super combo, Backbone. You're immediately at 5 life, so this card's always going to be live as soon as you awaken. So this is the best one for it. And then you have 2 copies of Raditz super combo. This could be 4 copies of this, but I feel like having the cycle with this and putting some on the bottom of the deck like an extra skill list that you want to search off of your UI, Divine Presence is really nice. So I kept it like this, so 2 and 2. And this can actually help you dig for more super combos, so it's not... Like both have their perks. You could probably go with this because it does help set up your Ultra Mastery, which is your big die. I think 2 copies of Broly Crown. This card is not that great right now, but it is there whenever your opponent thinks you're not playing it, or they haven't seen one already and they don't play around it, or they have multiple energy open. So this can help you pressure. So it's not bad to have at least 2 copies. If it's not good in that matchup, you just charge it. 4 copies of Counterplay Yamcha. This card's super good, especially when you're focused around having a Unison on board, and it helps you clear. And since you're not a Goku leader, you do lose access to some of the UI Goku support from set 16, which does help protect you as well. 2 Wolfang Fist and 3 Testing the Opposition. These are some of your good defensive cards. This is live as soon as you awaken, which is awesome. Then you have... So it makes your games move really quickly, because you either A, pressure your opponent really heavily and protect your battle cards, or your opponent just can't pressure you because this is just immediately live. So you can hold this, you can defend your life for a while, and then whenever you feel like this is necessary, then you use it. So you can keep yourself at 5 for a while if you want. That's the only thing that makes the Raditz super combo a little less potent, is if you don't see one of these, if your opponent tries to stall you and keep you at 5, thinking you do have Raditz super combo in your hand, you can use this on one of their attacks. 2 Imposing Presence. You are a Red Saiyan leader. This is a pseudo bean. You can play for free if you're at 3 or less life. And then you got the effect to neg something 10 whenever you counter, and then you neg 5 to something every time it attacks. So it's really cool. You got one Violent Rays. This card is not something you want to see a lot of in your open hand, and you can decide more copies. Then you got one Realm of the Gods, Ultra Instinct. These are a lot of one-ofs in this deck, but you can see them because you're like filtering so many cards, and you don't want to clog. This is the new extra card, and it's removal. So you get to choose something minus 30k it on your when it's your turn, or you get to, if your opponent's on to draw a card, then have one of your cards gain 5k power for the battle. So it's a 15k draw card or a removal, so it's like Unbreakable. And it's got a really cool art. Then you got other finishers. You got King Piccolo, the new ruler. This card is really good because you're playing a Unison base deck. Play it for free. Double strike, they can't block. Really strong. And then you have Fighting His Fate. This is probably not going to come that often because you want to hold that sparking for your mastery. But if your opponent's put in a position where they allow themselves to get that low, this is going to be the card you want to go for. And you can hold it. You basically have to use this card when you feel it's necessary. At worst, it's a 5k combo. Then you have one Gohan Unison. So I don't have the new Vegeta yet, but they're very similar cards. So if you do have this card and you don't have Vegeta, they're interchangeable to an extent. The Universe 7 Vegeta Secret Rare is a little better in this deck because it is a Universe 7 card and can be kind of tutored, which is, well, it gets tutored off the top 5 or top 3. Oh, sorry, top 3 whenever you attack with the Android 17, not the top 5 with the 1-drop. It can only hit 4 costs or less, but still, this card is a really good card. And then you can also play Pan Secret Rare. And you can play Supreme Kai Time. There's a lot of options when it comes to Secret Rares for red if you don't have the new Vegeta yet. But thank you guys once again for smashing the like button and leaving comments. It really does help me out. And make sure to sign up for that case tournament. I'm not going to keep saying it. Sign up for that case tournament before it's too late. We're going to be on April 2nd, and we're going to have some awesome prize support. And then if we get a lot of people to join, we hit that max cap, I will include more prize support. So make sure to invite your friends and let your friends know to pre-register to hold their spot. I'll see you guys there. Deuces.